Breaking new developments, Border Patrol agents anticipating another possible influx. Parents are picking up their kids. Traffic reduced to the southbound lane. Authorities just now leaving the scene here in North McAllen. We're told by the ranch foreman on the ground that a small fire ignited. From disappearing drug seizures to major mistakes, authorities managed to track down the wanted fugitives one by one. Dozens of shots, as you heard, were fired. It was not activated and it did not go off. With this thermometer and a little patience, they've been dealing a lot with heat exhaustion from people just trying to push themselves to the limits. We're walking into the property. The terrain is so rugged, whether they were running or walking. Smokin' Joe is one of 700 people who call Santa Maria home. Back out live to La Jolla, where the investigation into a deadly shooting now underway. The man suspected of shooting at police, presumed dead. 2 Edinburgh police officers are now at area hospitals. Our team has new details coming up on Channel 5 News at 10:30. What happened Thursday was such a surprise, Jim Pittman had to snap a shot.
Of several illegals over here somewhere.
The neighborless man lives in North McAllen. He snapped a lot of photos?
Oh, yes, and lots of my finger and my thumb.
His chuckles got lost in the chaos Thursday, when by air and on the ground, illegal immigrants took he and Border Patrol agents by surprise.
Like 317, like 659.
They are good.
We didn't know it as authorities hustled, but within that brush were beaten paths that led to an intricate village of huts and tents. Those tents were able to be picked up and dragged away, though it's going to take a little more work to get rid of these hooches or man-made huts. Authorities are now in the process of contacting the landowner to see if there's anything he can do.
Most of the time in these cases, they've all been surprised.
Agent Daniel Tirado says the huts are flagged by the feds as a new tactic used by smugglers.
It seems like they're primitive yet sophisticated, that it's something that is not going to be built on 1 or 2 hours. It's going to take at least a day for them to construct these huts.
Foul odors weaved through the tree line. Things left behind worked like a time lapse.
No, gracias a Dios bien, porque quiera que los atiendan bien, porque viera, hemos sufrido demasiado, ya 15 días.
Walter from Honduras was caught and pulled from the brush after 2 weeks huddled in one of these.
Former line right here.
He was added to a group who surprised folks and agents about who could be hidden in the brush.
I lived there all my life.
And never,
Chaos.
ever
Cops all over the place.
did Ana Chapa.
And they were coming real fast. I said, what's going on? And then I heard the bang when this car was turning this way and he hit it hard. And you heard the boom.
She'd witnessed something like this.
We saw this big red truck going like really fast.
Chapa wasn't the only one.
The police cars were driving really fast and they just crashed the Suburban. It flew. I was just like, oh my gosh, like I got scared.
An innocent bystander got caught in a police pursuit that weaved through Hidalgo County. Adelina Flores was rushed to the hospital before her parents arrived.
Okay, vamos para allá nosotros.
12, 13, 14. 14 pictures.
Don Hopper.
I live right here on 6th Street.
Captured every angle.
I'm a thrill seeker.
You wanted to see what was going on?
Yeah, I mean, it's my neighborhood, you know? I want to know what's going on in my neighborhood.
She knew the early details of what happened. The chase.
What possessed them, I have no clue.
Turned crash. The crimson SUV that refused to stop.
It's scary because this is generally a very quiet, peaceful neighborhood, a very safe place, so it's kind of weird. Oh yeah, this is big news because it never happens.
Tonight, neighbors have a story to tell.
This was right by my house.
About something they never ever thought would happen here.
Lived here all my life, man.
57 years here.
This is El Zacatal, Texas.
Known on a map as
Santa Maria, Texas.
Smokin' Joe, as he's known, lives among
Paradise. I love it.
He speaks
No neighbors.
in single-second bursts. And if you think you've got the scoop,
Not at all.
Joe's got you beat.
It happens all the time.
He knew about the 1,100 pounds of pot, the more than 8 bundles scattered around Santa Maria Friday night. The 4 drug mules who couldn't outrun a chopper. Santa Maria, Texas,
All brush from here to the river.
is known just as much for its border
Okay, sir.
as it is Joe's
This puppy's
barbecue.
got 8 racks in there.
The bad guys in the brush impacted his military highway business.
Got to keep going.
The good guys
A lot of Border Patrol, DPS come here.
seem to be driving things back up. Smokin' Joe is one of 700 people who call Santa Maria home. The small Cameron County town is separated by the border only through this levee. You see, the Rio Grande is a mile from here, at most. And from the river's edge, we see Mexico is closer here than other parts of the valley.
Well, why should I move? This is my...
Tonight,
It's mine.
even if the biggest bust
I've earned it. I worked for it.
happened in his small town,
I'm staying here.
Melissa Correa, Channel 5 News at 6, Santa Maria. Terror across the border, it's continuing today. Federal police found an explosive device outside the Matamoros City Hall early this morning. It was not activated and it did not go off. Good afternoon to you. I'm Melissa Correa. Oscar is off today. 14 people are dead after that series of shootouts in Mexico. We broke the headline yesterday at 5. Investigators now want to know who was at the trigger. The mayor of Matamoros alerted the public about the gun battle over her Twitter feed starting around 3:30 yesterday afternoon. Well, 45 minutes later, the U.S. consulate there in Mexico reported the large-scale gun battles with roads blocked off. And just after 5 yesterday, about 24 hours ago, they warned their U.S. employees to stay off the streets. Many now wondering who's behind the shootings in Mexico. Social media users have a conspiracy theory. They think the fighting is between Los Metros and Los Ciclones. They're gangs that broke off from the Gulf Cartel. Well, Channel 5 News turned to global intel company Stratfor. It's reporting the possibility that another gang might be sparking the violence.